that proved what most masculine men knew, and the internet went crazy.
4 keeps TV.
Boy, you ain't gonna do shit but shut the hell up and keep paying these bills like you always do.
Keeping it raw with kosher, where truth is stranger than fiction, and delusion is at an all-time high.
7. If it ain't kosher, ain't 7. Hell is your home.
I'm gonna make some dinner. The guys still putting the rest of my stuff together, so I'm gonna cook for them.
Fuck you mean you gonna cook for them?
These men is working late. You know what time it is? I'm gonna feed these men. They ain't eat shit.
Okay, them niggas could have ate for their game. You working for money, no?
Come on, dude. You know it's called hospitality. Like, be for real. Don't start with that insecure ass shit.
That ain't hospitality. You doing too much.
Man.
You doing too much.
Y'all eat tacos?
Nah, they don't do that.
Man, listen. Nah, y'all are good. I'm finna cook y'all something. Like, these men doing me a favor.
You cook them some shit if you want to.
Boy, you ain't gonna do shit but shut the hell up and keep paying these bills like you always do. Don't forget who run this shit. Hell you talking about. Fuck off my phone.
One sentence from this woman sent the internet into a war after she said this about black men: why she's not your sister.
What happened to men just shutting up and going to work every time? It's a podcast. It's a meme. It's a stream. Take y'all ass to work. Shut up. Y'all talk too damn much about nothing. About how y'all ain't giving the one motherfucking money. We don't want to hear it, okay? We don't want to hear it. Okay, you broke. We got it. Like, please. I'm tired of the think pieces. I'm tired of it. Damn, just be quiet.
Nobody can exhibit this behavior unless someone allows them to do it. And you're going to see on tonight, guys, that some men, like many men, are complicit in allowing their wives to disrespect them and also to treat them or emasculate them in a negative way. If you've been disrespected in the level like this man has been disrespected, I want you to hit 1. If you've been disrespected at the level like this man has been disrespected, I want you to hit 1. Because once again, this behavior did not happen overnight. This woman was allowed to emasculate and disrespect her husband. Now let's get into it, guys. The main point is not that she didn't follow her husband's respect, but the main point is that the way she disrespected him in front of other men. And once again, this did not happen overnight. This is a pattern of behavior that many times we see in modern dating and relationships. And so many men allow it because they have been indoctrinated and they don't see things through the lens of being men. They see things through a deficit mindset. And the man that allowed his woman to disrespect him at the level that this woman did, he's definitely seen it through a deficit mindset. If you guys have been disrespected in prior relationships, I want you guys to hit 1. If you've been disrespected like this at some point in your dating cycle, I want you to hit 1. So what most people are arguing about, they might say, well, why are you guys focused on fixated on food? But once again, food is not the issue. The real issue is boundaries. The real issue here, guys, is boundaries. This man doesn't have any boundaries. And while this woman was highly disrespectful, as I said before, this didn't happen overnight. Every relationship has invisible lanes from time to time. But when you see this level of disrespect, it makes me wonder what kind of man is allowing his woman to talk to him that way.
She disrespected her husband and told him this. That proved what most masculine men knew, and the internet went crazy.
4 Keeps TV.
Boy, you ain't gonna do shit but shut the hell up and keep paying these bills like you always do.
Think about it, guys. You're a married man, and your wife is telling you you're not going to do anything but shut the blank up, and y'all forgive the language, and pay bills. Think about that. Think about that level of disrespect. Think about that level of disrespect and that level of emasculation. And some of you may have been through this before in the past, and some of you continue to go through it, but you're going to ask yourself the question, could this woman be so bold to disrespect her husband if he didn't allow her to do it? And this behavior has been allowed for a period of time. That's why she's so comfortable disrespecting her husband. Imagine 2 men in your house, your wife saying she's going to cook a man a meal and dressing like a 304 and dressing provocative. Imagine that.
I'm gonna make some dinner. The guys can put the rest of my stuff together, so I'm gonna cook for them.
Fuck you mean you gonna cook for them?
These men is working late. You know what time it is? I'm gonna feed these men. They ain't eat shit.
Okay, them niggas do that.
Look at how she's talking down to him. Look at how she's talking down to him. But you know what? I don't really blame that woman as much as I blame him. Because this is not the first time that she talked down to him like that. And anybody with any sense will see that this is not kindness, but this is high-tier disrespect. That's the main point to number one, something that many people have seen and something that many men have seen before in the past and also seen in relationships. The emasculation of men, the emasculation of verbally talking down to a man is something that happens a lot, many times in modern America. And that's a problem. That is a problem because when you don't have respect in your relationship, the boundaries are not clear. And it's clear that the boundaries are not such in this situation. Shout out to my man Top Gun. Shout out to him at Chaos Ring.
Come on, dude. You know it's called hospitality. Like, be for real. Don't start with that insecure ass shit.
And this is how they manipulate you. This is how they manipulate you. And one of the manipulation techniques that's used is that you're insecure. Anytime you try to set a boundary, there are some that would say that the man is insecure. Calling you insecure is a way of shaming you. The phrase shift the focus from the behavior being discussed to the man's character. Instead of the woman saying, let's discuss, baby, why you're upset, you become the problem. That's called blame shifting. She's basically blame shifting and deferring the responsibility of the relationship from the man, from herself, and placing it on the man. If you've been through that, I want you guys to hit 1. But what you're seeing is a classic case of blame shifting. And many times they'll say, you are insecure. You're insecure. Anytime you have boundaries, you are insecure. And that's a way to control the narrative, to minimize your masculinity in the relationship, and to make you second guess yourself, which is a form of emotional gaslighting. A woman that respects and loves you will never put you through this kind of distress. A woman that respects and loves her man will never put him through this type of disrespect or distress. But once again, a woman can't do this unless a man allows her to do it. And some of you guys have been through that level or that high level of disrespect. the fact that she's dressed and provocative, the fact that her husband's not home, the fact that she's disrespecting her husband in front of other men, that's a problem. And some of you may have been through that. Some of you continue to go through that. And some of you continue to fall to the psychological manipulations. Instead of discussing his expectations in the relationship, the conversation became, you're insecure. How many of you men have been through situations when you're in your relationship and she said that you're insecure, you're controlling, or you're overreacting? When relationship becomes label contest, nobody actually solves the problem. So they use labeling to minimize having good, healthy, effective communication. And this is a form of gaslighting.
Man, y'all eat tacos?
Nah, fam, do that.
Man, nah, y'all are good. I'm finna cook y'all something. Like, these men doing me a favor.
She said these men are doing her a favor, guys. These men are doing her a favor. Look at how she overrides her husband's authority. Look at how she walks clearly over her man. You're controlling, you're overreacting. This is a labeling relationship. And she does not respect that man. Many men interpret this as emotional invalidation, psychological shaming, dismissing concerns rather than addressing them. She's weaponizing psychology to avoid accountability, something I'm sure you guys have been through. And she's trying to minimize her husband's behavior. That's not a woman that loves her husband. That's a woman that is used to being in a parasitic relationship where it's her way or the highway. And that's a form of control, and that is a form of psychological abuse. That's a form of control and psychological abuse. Because true women that love their husband, they would never do that. I would never have another man in my house while I'm not there and my wife dressing like that in front of other men. That would never be me. So the deeper question is, would she be comfortable if the roles were reversed? Ask yourself the question, would she be comfortable if her husband said that I'm going to take these women out to dinner, or I'm going to take these women out to lunch, or these women over here cooking me a meal and stop being insecure, or you just shut up and do what you're told to do, woman. I run this house. Imagine if it was reversed. Two women in his house, and he said that they're cooking me meals, and if you got a problem with it, you can leave. What if the husband was cooking meals for other women inside the home? Would she see it as kindness, or would she have concerns? So once again, some of you guys has been through this level of psychological disrespect and psychological abuse. That's a high level of psychological distress and psychological abuse.
You cook them some shit if you want.
Boy, you ain't gonna do shit but shut.
Hold on, she called him boy. She said, boy, you're not gonna do nothing but shut up. Imagine your woman calling you a boy. Imagine your woman calling you a boy. Boy. The problem here is that this is the most strongest emasculating word. This word is highly emasculating. Many men interpret boy as being talked down to, similar to what some white supremacists did, being treated as a child rather than a husband, a lack of disrespect, a lack of respect, and a dismissal of his authority in the home. This word, especially if you're a black man, carries historical and cultural connotations because it's many times it's lied to a power differential and a reminder of the painful history that many black men experienced in the pre-antebellum South and also in the post-antebellum South. So this is highly disrespectful. And it's something that happens a lot. I'm sure it's something that you guys have been through as well.
Hell up and keep paying these bills like you always do. Don't forget who run this shit. Hell you talking about? Fuck off my phone.
She's, oh my goodness. She said, don't forget who run this blank. Oh my goodness. Look how disrespectful this woman is. Don't forget who run this blank. Shut the blank up and get off my phone. How many find this highly disrespectful and highly distasteful? Call the husband boy. Let's go back to it. Call the husband boy and told him to shut the blank up. And on top of that, dressing like a 304.
Put my stuff together, so I'm gonna cook for them.
Fuck you mean you gonna cook for them?
These men is working late. You know what time it is? I'm gonna feed.
And guys, I don't know if this was a skit or not. I don't know if it was a skit. But that's a high level of disrespect. That's a high level of disrespect. Shut up and pay the bills basically means that you're just a utility and you should be quiet. Imagine he said, get in the kitchen, cook me a sandwich, shut up, and keep your shoes off and be barefoot. The message implied here is that your role is to provide resources, not help opinions. And some of you may have been in situations like that, where your masculinity is being minimized and you're just seen as a utility.
These men, they ain't eat shit.
Okay, them niggas could have ate what they came. You working for money, no?
Come on, dude. You know it's called hospitality. Like, be for real. Don't start with that insecure ass shit.
That ain't hospitality. You doing too much.
Man.
You doing too much.
Y'all eat tacos?
Nah, man, I'm do that.
Man, listen. Nah, y'all are good. I'm finna cook y'all something. Like, these men doing me a favor.
You cook them some shit if you want to.
Boy, you ain't gonna do shit but shut the hell up.
Boy, think about that level of disrespect. Think about that level of disrespect, guys. Highly disrespectful. No kindness. No respectability. Not valuing her husband. Seeing him as only a utility. Emasculating him. And reducing his sovereignty. Many men will view this as reduction of manhood to a paycheck, lack of appreciation, transactional relationship, and a challenge to leadership and partnership. But once again, here's the problem. This woman didn't start this way overnight, guys. This did not happen overnight. And he allowed it to at some point. He made it a transactional relationship because what she's telling him is that your value does not matter. What you provide is what matters. And a phrase that touches a symbolic area for many men. When a woman cooks a meal for a man, cooking a meal for a man is like a term of endearment. You're speaking to his love language. It's an act of service. It's a love language. Special effort is being given to other men. That's what it's trying to say, or that's what it looks like. Nurturing energy is being directed outside of the relationship. Imagine if a man told his wife, shut up, I'm going outside of the relationship. I'm going to go cut this woman grass. Imagine if a man told her to stop being insecure. I'm going to cut grass, be quiet, stop being insecure. Stop being controlling. Boundaries are being ignored. And the husband concerns become secondary. And what many men see in this equation is that not only is a lack of respect, but But the fact you're cooking for another man that's not your husband inside of his house while your husband is not home and dressing in provocative clothing, it's a problem. And so these kind of behaviors, guys, continue to proliferate because so many men don't have standards.